Oh, okay.
0 to 12. Watchtower over here. That's where the watchtower at.
Nigga be clean niggas up on that bridge, cross that bridge. Nigga be clean niggas up right there. You see that bridge right there? You cross that right there, we whipping you, chasing you back on the other side.
How long did you live here for?
I lived here for 12 years. Y'all want to see my room? This is my mama room right here.
What was one of your favorite memories here?
One of my favorite memories right here. We used to ditch school. We used to play Buddha hunt on the basketball court right there. Ditch school from Markham, come Hopkins.
You're his age? You grew up with him?
He a few years younger than me, but you know we all in the same era still. I'm gonna show you my routine. I remember I said in my interviews, my backyard was the train station. Look.
Oh, he didn't lie, y'all. He didn't say it yet on this interview, but I guess he will. Okay.
My daddy used to come to this window and come get me and say, "Ooh, wake me up." Everything.
You come outside?
Huh? Yeah, I come outside. Everything. I remember I had my 5th birthday party right here. I had a lot of birthday parties right here. Jumpers and shit. My neighbor CC, she used to live right there. They still live in here though. They live on the other side though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My sister, auntie, she still live right here. Ain't much changed. Only thing changed is all the poles used to be green,
What color are they now?
black,
Oh,
and we
okay.
didn't used to have security.
What ages was it from when you lived here?
Shoot, the ages I lived here from was I was born at Linwood, and then shit from 0 to 12. But I never left because I just went down the street by the Watchtowers on 107. I never left. Oh, baby, they know what's going on.
Okay, all right. What about you?
I'm the engineer and producer, Esteban, the main man.
Not right. Are you from over here?
I'm from the IE,
Oh,
no Valley.
look, let him know.
Me and Lamb, that's my bro, we like that.
Okay.
Take all the sugar.
Been bad, huh? I like your shirt, Lambo. Tell the people about your shirt.
Self-esteem, you know that merch dropping. It's just in the works right now.
Dangy here.
What y'all outside doing?
Out here, cooling.
You record?
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
recording.
shit, recording out here with the gang. Y'all see troops.
Snow.
OSB side.
Free all OS's.
Free them.
Great.
Stuffing.
GST
Back.
on 3rd Street.
Everything. They know what's going on. We bringing this shit back together. Strong. They know what's going on.
Play around if you want to.
Gang in here, no lanes in here.
What up, what up, what up? It's your girl Free coming at you guys live with another exclusive vlog. I'm in the lovely city of Los Angeles, and I'm so happy to be bringing you guys an interview from Lambo4oe. Say what's up to the people.
What's the deal, man? My girl Free, she in the building.
Yeah, y'all already know the deal. All right, so give the vlog a background of who you are, where you're from, the whole 9 yards. Let them know a little bit about yourself.
Alright, so my name is Lambo4oe. I'm from Los Angeles, California, but I'm from a small place in Los Angeles called Watts, California, and that's where I originate from. And you know, I'm a R&B / rapper. Like, I ain't never heard nobody say that, so that's what I am. And yeah, like I make music, and I got this hit song called Self Esteem is out right now. Go stream it on all platforms, and then I just dropped remix with NLE Chopper. It's currently at 8.8 million views, and it's over 100 million views streams worldwide. Yeah, and that's who I am.
Okay, all right. Well, we're going to get more into the song, the music, and all of that a little bit later in the interview. We're definitely going to document that because that is who makes you who you are, is the music you put out. But we want to get a little background of who Lambo is as far as a person.
Yeah.
So where were you born? Where were you born and raised?
Well, I was born at Linwood Hospital. It's in Linwood, California, And I was raised in Watts, California. Like I lived in some apartment that is called the Blue Gates. We just went there today.
Yes, and you guys will see that at the beginning of the vlog.
Yeah,
a little
so
behind the scenes for y'all.
we was walking through. But yeah, I come from there, and I come from a big family. I got a lot of cousins and stuff. I got a lot of aunties. I got my mama. I got my dad. Like, you know, they always been in my life, and I feel like that's the reason why I am who I am, because I got like a lot of structure. So I'm very smart and wise, even though like I come from like a poverty strict environment. Like I ain't never felt like I was poor or nothing like that. Like I always felt like I could make it and be something great. And
Right.
I feel like that's how everybody felt like we're in the projects and stuff like that. And that's what I'm trying to uphold, like, and let everybody know that it's all good. Like you can make it, man. Just gotta stay focused on what you want.
Okay. All right. So you said that you grew up in Watts.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like growing up in Watts? And give us a background of like what that area is as far as LA. Is that Los Angeles? Is that separated? Because I've been hearing a lot that it's separated from Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So let us know a little bit about that as far as on the map goes.
Okay, yeah. So like, Los Angeles is kind of like, it's not really separated, but like folks that grew up in LA and didn't grow up on the east side, because the west side is Los Angeles, like, so that's what they talk about more so, like West Coast, like that's the coast right there. And like it's like for the people that grew up in these places, like they look at them like they two different things, but like from like a normal person perspective or like a tourist or something, they think everywhere is Los Angeles, you know?
Right.
So I'm like on some shit like I see it like from the inside part, like it's a lot of like gangs and stuff, like gang politics, gang culture and stuff like that. So it's like a fair like share of everything. Like you got tourist attractions, we got a lot of tourist attractions out here, like a lot of fun stuff. And then on top of that, you can go into some places to where it ain't a tourist attraction, like
Right.
And you gotta know people, and you gotta really move correct, and you gotta be able to be smart. So like for everybody to know that like LA ain't just a bad place, or Watts ain't just a bad place. You just gotta be smart when you go to those certain places if you're not really from there, because you gotta understand like these are different worlds that y'all step in when you
Right.
get here, you know?
Right.
And I more so say not for females but for guys, you know, because I really don't see anything like that for females. Like people not doing stuff like that, but for guys it's different. For black males, like, because most of the time like in LA, like me growing up, like it was mostly like the hate that I see, it'd be like the same people that look like me. Like,
Right.
I never like being Watts and get this type of hate or reaction from a white person. It's always from somebody that look like me, like,
Right.
and come from where I come from. So that's how I was just like more so like able to overlook it, because I was just always given an opportunity like to have my own thought,
Right.
in my own mind. So like at the same time, like for somebody to come here, like my perspective of it, it's like you can be here, but you just got to be here for the right reasons, like
Right.
to board some all that up, because that's what I was explaining, like, because a lot of times people don't really understand that, like they think like people get jacked down here,
Right.
like, people just get killed, like you'll get robbed, you get jacked. No, that happens to you everywhere in the world, but down here it's more highlighted because this was where gang culture started, you know?
Right.
So, and then it just spread out everywhere. New York, everywhere. Like, just like you said, Bakersfield, like, they got shit going on everywhere. Like, any city you go to, I guarantee it's a gang there. Like, but you come here, it's a lot of gangs. So you just got to be smart. And even if you come from here, you really know what I'm saying.
Right.
But, yeah, to the viewers, that's very important. Like, you just got to be really aware of, like, what this is, like, because if you play around with it, LA will move fast. Like, it moves fast, and like if you not ready for it, eat your ass.
No, for real. And honestly, I 100% agree with you, because I come out here and do a lot of interviews, so I've been able to experience the culture over the years. And I grew up coming to LA my whole life, so I wasn't afraid when I got older and I started coming. So it's a lot. It does mirror Bakersfield a lot in that way. Like, you got to know where you're coming, what you're doing, where you're at, who you're talking to, what you got going on, and all that. So as far as you growing up out there, what was it like for you growing up? What was your household like? Did you grow up in the hood? Is the whole entire area, would you say, projects?
Yeah.
We want to get a little bit familiar with your culture because you're the first person from over there that I've ever interviewed.
Oh, okay. So like,
Yeah, we
me-
never had anybody from over there.
Me growing up, it was just like a little like, I can say, I had like freedom
Right.
because like my mom and them grew up there and like they knew what goes on there and stuff like that. So their mindset was to let me be how they were, you know, and what they know. So me growing up, like where we was walking around at, I played around a lot right there and stuff like that. And then like I cross the street and go to the Peach Gates bill. We was looking at them, they like white and green all together now, but them ones was green, them one was peach in the middle, and then if you cross the street, that's the elementary school, but if you turn in that street, you gonna go right into the projects.
Right.
So like I used to go like from there and have friends right here, and then have friends also in the projects that I see at school. And in order for me to go over there, I really had to sneak over there. Like,
Okay.
because my apartment business is like more so I can say 2 blocks from the projects. So me growing up there, it was fun, and then it was just like it was some times to where like shit would go on and I wouldn't really understand like what it was and shit. Just like how we was driving through right there, and I was like, ooh, I seen somebody die right there. Like,
Right.
oh God, I was little as a motherfucker, and I see people die like just like, and I thought it wasn't like I'm looking at it like, and this what happened right here, like
Right.
you know. And now that I'm grown and yeah, like it was really different for me, like. So I felt like I grew up really fast and shit like that. So I understand shit a little bit different, but not too different from everybody. I ain't just gonna act like I'm just, you know.
Right.
But yeah.
But you grew up seeing things
Yeah.
that you probably shouldn't have seen as a younger kid.
Yes. And I was like, man, then I had to start to grow up to where like, well, okay, now I'm little, now I'm growing up, and okay, I'm over here with these people, but I ain't grown yet.
Right.
But these other dudes, they older than me, they grown and shit. So it's like now I'm standing right there with them. Now my mindset's changing because it's like, well, fuck, if they coming right here shooting right here, they shooting at me too.
Right.
So now it's like I had to be more aware like that. Okay, it's a possibility that you can lose your life. Like if you just like not fit for your environment. You
Right.
feel me? Like it was times to where like I be young and I make myself think like this because I'm understanding like, okay,
Where you're growing up
yeah,
is it's a lot going on,
Yeah.
and they don't know who's involved and
Yeah.
who's not.
yeah, and it's actually young dudes dying my age.
Right.
Like, so I'm like, okay, I felt like I was able to like not really like get like caught in it at a young age to where like every nigga hated me because like I was just, my mind was occupied in sports and shit like that.
Right.
Like my dad had my mind occupied in different shit because my dad from over there too, my mama, everybody, like both sides of my family, all from there. Like,
Got you.
like they're rich. Like my dad's side, his mama came from St. Louis and came down here, so that's how they wind up in the projects. But my grandpa, he was already from the projects, so that's how that happened. And it was just like, so my shit was just all intertwined. But like I just had different options because my parents been living in it so long. They knew how to oversee certain shit,
Right.
and they worked hard. You know, my mom and them never stopped working hard, even though we was living right there. Like, it's just to a certain extent. I feel like my parents wasn't rich, but they had the rich mindset enough to where like, okay, we gonna treat your life like this and do this with you,
Right.
so you can become this. So like, I was always focused and determined to be some shit. I just didn't know what I was gonna be at the time.
Right.
So like me just growing up, so I eventually moved out of Watts though.
Right.
Like, I moved.
Did
to
you
the-
now when you were growing up in Watts? Did you grow up with both parents in the household?
No, I didn't. I grew up down the street from my mom and my daddy. Like literally, like
Oh, so who did you live with?
I live with my mama.
Okay.
But I would like,
Your daddy lived up the street.
yeah, like literally, like
Okay. Did you see him often?
yeah, I see my daddy all the time. Like even when I moved to the IE, like I see my daddy all the time. Like
How was your relationship with your parents?
like with them or me?
Just you and them together. Like, how was your relationship? Did you have a good relationship with them? Were you rebellious? What type of,
I feel
like,
like-
how were you as a kid?
I felt like I was really bad as a kid, so I got in trouble a lot and stuff like that. And I remember just at one point in time, like, just thinking to myself, like, after getting kicked out of school so many times in elementary, middle school, I'm like, I start asking myself, like, is I'm ever gonna do something good? Like, and
What were you getting kicked out for?
like fighting motherfuckers, pushing the teacher.
The teacher,
All
nigga, you
type
was
of
bad,
shit.
bad.
I was bad. And it was like, I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like, what straightened me up is like, I got kicked out of school, then I had to go to actual probation school. My mama telling me, like, man, like, it's either two things you gonna do. You gonna go to school here, or you gonna go to jail. Because that was really the option. Like,
Right.
they'll put your ass in juvie. Like,
Right.
So, I'm like, man, I just try to do better. Like, and then I feel like, once I did actually move away from my dad, I felt like it was like a kind of like distance type shit, like with my dad, because it's like now my dad living with my brothers and sisters that he had by another person. Yeah. So it was like I never really felt like really different because my daddy's girlfriend at the time, which I knew her like ever since I was little, like since I was like 1, because my mom and them, they had some project love going on, and my daddy was a hustler and shit like that, but he was messing with a lot of girls. So my mama left him when I was 1, so I never lived with him like that I know of. Like,
Right.
So I would go to his house all the time. So eventually, his girlfriend became my stepmom in my mind because she treated me like I'm one of her kids. You know.
Got you.
So I was like, I was never like worried because it was like I get to go with my dad, and then I get to go back at my mom's house.
And then you had a second mom that you liked
Yeah.
being around. She was nice and stuff.
Yeah, and I had brothers and sisters. I go over there in the summertime, all the breaks, every time. So I was always in Watts. Like, I never stopped going to Watts. Like, but it was just like, I never actually had to like stay over there.
Right.
Like, all through the years. So I would have time to go and be.
So
like, out
you
here.
grew up and lived in Watts with your mom, but you were bouncing back between living with your dad and living with your mom.
Yeah.
Where was your dad living again?
My dad was living in Watts on Wilmington, right where I said that shit happened.
Right.
I was passing
But
by.
was that a different area than where you grew, where you were living with your mom?
Yeah.
In terms of it being a better area, or was it
No,
worse?
it was the same area, but this was kind of different because where my dad live at, it's like it's closer to where like niggas like that'll come shooting at you where they from on that side and stuff like that.
Okay.
So it got different, you know, cause so now we over there, but it's like I'm still making my way back over here with all my friends and stuff like that because you gotta know when you in Watts, you'll be in middle school, it's kids that gangbang. So you gotta understand, like, you gonna get in fights and all that your whole life growing up in Watts.
When did you have this realization that the city or the area, per se, that you were growing up in had a strong gang culture, street life culture that you had to be, like, aware of? When did you realize? Did you have, like, a moment as a kid, something that happened to you detrimental where you were like, okay, I can't fuck around over here, I'm gonna get myself hurt? Or did you just always know, like, growing up there, that was how it was? Like, when did that come into play for you, that that's how things were out there growing up in that area?
I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like, all my life, I kind of knew that because, like, I'd be a kid and, like, my mama had friends and stuff, and they boyfriends would get killed and shit like that. Like, so I would always, like, see this shit, and I'd be like, damn. My dad used to go to the projects and shit, and I used to go with him. Sometimes we'd ride dirt bikes to the projects and shit.
Right.
Like, and I used to see, like, different people like that. I used to be in a project like BL and people like that, like, people be seeing and shit like that.
Right.
And they used to be getting money and shit. Like, man, it was a whole different time. See, when I was little, I got to see what really was going on.
Right.
See, now it's different. Like, gang banging is, like, really in prison. Like, so that's why it ain't really, like, shit, like, feel like cool to glorify no more. Like, you know, that shit was on some whole different shit. Like, So that's why I was able to like know, okay, like I see like niggas over there ain't getting played. It ain't nothing to play with over there. Like
Right.
shit niggas couldn't do over there and shit like that. So it was like it was all changing, like and it was like mind changing for me and life changing, because at the same time, like here I am, I'm young as a motherfucker, but I'm already aware of all these things, you know.
Right.
Because I've met people that's never been aware of those things, you know.
Right.
And I have friends that's not aware of those things to this day, you know. When you tell them that shit, they be like, what the fuck? Like, I had some people from my label, I'm telling them certain stories, they be like, fuck. Like, it's fucking them up, because
Yeah.
it's like, they looking at it like, that's painful to go through. Like,
Right.
and I'm looking at it like, man, that's just what happened, like, you know.
Do you feel that has become the basis for LA culture, for young kids to be very aware of the surroundings that's going on around them, and to know, like, at a very young age, like, you got to be on your toes? You think that every kid learns that, whether you gangbang or not, just growing up in LA?
Yeah.
Would you say that's like a medium for you guys?
Yeah, because in LA, it's like, it's either you gonna go to work, and you gonna go in the house, and you just gonna hang around your family members.
Right.
Or you gonna be a nigga that's gonna go outside and actually meet friends, and then you gonna eventually start hanging with a nigga that's gonna start game banging, and then it's like over time you gonna go places with him and it ain't gonna be cool no more, and then that shit become your thing, and then eventually niggas start thinking you from there, so now you gotta actually turn around and be from here, because the nigga that they own really got your back. So you gotta, it's like where you grow up at, it's like you a product of your environment.
Your environment. Do you think it's avoidable?
Yeah, it's avoidable, but you go to work and you stay in the house.
That's the only way you think you can avoid it?
Yeah, and you hang out, you do different shit. Like you can't fake it, and you can't fake it. That's one thing about LA. You can't fake it one way and then it not be that. Like,
right.
You gotta go. If you gonna gang bang, you gonna go outside.
The city will force you to show who you really are.
Yes. Now, if you choose to have friends that don't have nothing to do with this type of shit, that don't be over here, now you can live here and go where they at. Now.
Right.
So you could see where you could change the dynamic of the whole situation.
Right.
See, that's where like my mindset like came in. Like when I moved to the IE, I was able to think different. Like as I start to get out of that mentality. So now at this point, I'm able to put myself in this mentality if I want to.
Right.
But I stay in this one because I know it's better for my life, and I know it's better for me to keep elevating. Like, ain't nothing wrong with you going back and showing where you from and like trying to empower your people. Because when you go back, all you doing is you shedding a light on there to show them like it's probably more people that's coming out doing the same thing and great like I am.
Right.
And you just keep going. Like, but I feel like me living in IE gave me the option to really see it like that. Me living in Watts and living in IE gave me the smart and the brains to be able to play the situation how I play it.
Right.
Like, to where like niggas don't look at me wrong for being me, like being Lambo4oe and want to go sing and do certain shit and all that, because I'm being me.
Exactly.
Niggas ain't never knew me not to be this.
To be who you are.
So that's why right now it's like, yeah, I say I'm from Watts, I'm from the projects and shit like that, but I don't let that define me. Like, you know, now people, they don't call me by my regular name. I hear Lambo more than my name. So now it's like, I be thinking to myself, like, little weird shit, like, now my name start with an L. Like my real name Jay, so it started with a J.
Your real name's Jay?
Yeah, Jay. So all my family.
That's your full name?
Yeah. No, my real name John. It's John, John. But my whole family called me Jay. Me growing up, I always used to hearing Jay.
Right.
So, like, me, like, now I got Lambo, it's just all changing, and it's really letting me know, like, okay, I got two options. I could walk into this situation like this and become Lambo, or I could walk into this situation and try to drag all this shit with me that I'm not really even trying to do and be on.
Right.
And it's going to, like, fuck everything else up. I would never make it to be the biggest Lambo4oe I could be.
Right.
if I don't keep being how I am, like that's why I am, cause it's just like what all the rappers say, Meek Mill, all that. Like you gotta be able to see past your environment so you can get bigger. Because at the same time, if you can't, all the little shit that your environment throw at you and they throw out, it's gonna drag you down. Like you
Right.
ain't never gonna make it to the top. A lot of the times, things that you might see, hear, or even have to involve yourself in might be all to drag you down. So you gotta be bigger so that you can show people that they can make it from here. Cause that's the whole goal. Like when you're wherever you from London. Your whole goal is to make it out of London and be big, to show people that London has great talent there, and you come from London and you want to share the spotlight on your people so they can make it out. You know. Mm-hmm. But I feel like some people ain't trying to make it out. Mm-hmm. So they like, what the fuck you over here for? Like, but it's to help my people make it out.
Right.
Some people is just not a part of the plan and the mission, so it's like you have to always be ready and prepared.
Right.
So that's what I feel like. Just like you gotta be prepared in the sense to where like you gotta know that these people gonna act like this. You gotta know that they're gonna be like this. So 9 times out of 10, you can play it this way or you can play it that way. Either way, it's for you to come out win on both hands. But I just felt like when you really doing something positive, like, man, you gotta like rise above, like not stop being for your people or your community, but rise above, like so.
When did you actually hop off the porch and start going outside and being in the streets and taking more responsibility for yourself and, you know, being independent?
Alright, so like I ain't gonna lie to you, like I always been like off the porch to the point where I used to cry when they ain't let me go with them. So it was like it started to become a thing now. Y'all gotta take me with y'all, because even if y'all don't fucking take me with y'all, I'm gonna follow y'all, but I'm gonna follow y'all from a fucking distance. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna still end up where the fuck y'all at. Like I was one of them type kids, so that was like, man, this nigga gonna come anyway. So
who was it that you were trying to go out with?
I hang out with people like my stepbrother and like my older cousin, like not all my family lived in Watts, but I did have a stepbrother. I did have a cousin that lived in Watts with me. So his name Trey, like they didn't see him in videos and stuff like that. But yeah, so like I would be around them, like Malcolm and all type of people, just different people. Like it's just Dre and freaking Josh, all type of people, like Rico and every I'll be around like a lot of people, like even all my cousins, Clem, all them. Ricky, everybody, like, and niggas would just be in the world just doing shit, like, as a kid, like, even, like, when just, like, I had a free mind, like, so it's, like, in the best way I could describe that is, like, I was just advanced, and I was just in shit that I wasn't supposed to be in, like, at an early age, probably, like, around, like, 5, like, and I ain't gonna lie to you, when I was coming out the house at 5 years old, I remember, like, to the point where, like, I remember when I got hit by a car. I got all type of shit that happened to me in my life, like, and it's crazy because you about to be the first person that I told all this to.
Really?
Yeah.
So you've never talked to this in depth on an interview about your life?
No, because I felt like people don't really like. I was in a position to where like you couldn't tell people your problems.
Right.
Like, people want to know my problems now. They want to know my problems. Everything about me, so it's kind of like in a way like I gotta learn how to voice my opinion when they ask me and stuff like that. So mainly it's just like I'm just learning how to become like open, because coming from a place like that and you growing up and you learning so many things and how many people could prey on you and how many things could not go in your favor, you learn to be closed in like a puzzle, like. A motherfucker gotta be a certain type of piece, like
right,
to where like now you could be like this, like,
right.
So me, I just had to get out of that mindset, like, oh, okay, everybody ain't out to get me, like type shit. Like friend don't mean the same word in your world. Cause a friend, it could be it can be real detrimental to you.
Right.
If you don't know who your friends are.
Right.
You know, because in the normal world, you think, oh, I could go out here and make friends because that's what life's supposed to be. But now you're in an environment to where now everybody that's portraying to be your friend ain't really your friend. You
Right.
gotta be able to see through it. You gotta be able to know what that look like. You gotta know what it walk like, talk like, smell like, bark like, all that. Cause
Right.
9 times out of 10, you gonna either see it when before it happened, or you gonna see it and know it after it happened.
Right.
And like, so like me, I always been the type of kid to where like my dad talked to me. Like, okay, I ask questions too. So I'm knowing what's going on and what this is. And really, what my daddy really taught me at a young age what a hater is.
Right.
You feel me? And what a hater do and what type of shit, how they look and how they act. And because it be times where I'll be around other little kids and be like, my dad be like, he hating on you. And then once he tell me that, I can see it. And so like me just growing up, I always knew who my friends was and who they wasn't. And then when I really grew up, I realized like my friends who I was ain't even my friends like the same
Right.
way no more. Like,
Right.
so now it's like I got some friends that's the same, with me,
Right.
but some ain't. You feel me? And I ain't never took that for granted or doubted that. You know?
Right.
Because I understand what this is.
So if you could describe Watts in 4 words, what are the 4 words that you would use?
History. I feel
Okay.
like Watts got a lot of history, like a lot of famous people and a lot of inventors too. Like, a jungle. Cause at times it's a jungle, you know. At times it really is. Unity. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, like people from Watts, like you meet another person from Watts in the world, like it's like this, like
Right.
Watts, like
Right.
and just poison.
Poison.
The love is poison. It's like the niggas that's giving out the bad love make it bad for the real niggas to show love to each other. You feel me? So now it's just poison. Like don't nobody want to show nobody love because they
Right.
feeling like it ain't the right thing to do. You feel me? And that ain't right. Like anybody that you're around or you see yourself around or you fucking with, it's supposed to be genuine all the way around. Like I ain't never been no hater. I ain't never hated on no nigga. So when I really think about that, like I think about that, like I get to the root of it. Like
Right.
no, that's what it is, and this what it ain't for real.
Right.
For real.
All right. Well, I definitely wanted to get a background of your life in Watts and what it was like for you growing up out there. I think that your music is a reflection of a different sound that we've never heard coming out of LA, let alone Watts,
For
period.
me, I was blessed with the opportunity to do this music to where it blessed me with a choice.
Right, exactly.
Where now, like, I don't gotta do that because probably if I didn't have music, like, I probably would be, like, involved in that shit.
Exactly.
Like, and I ain't even gonna lie to you, like, for the best outlook in, like, my life and for Watts is for me to make it out of there and show that it's more, you know?
Right.
Because guess what? If I don't gotta do some shit over there, but guess what? If I got 5, 6, 7, 10 other dudes that just got signed from out of here because I was the second person after Greedo to get signed, and it showed that there's more people coming out of there. It's like, then I don't even gotta do nothing. Niggas gonna go and do everything. Like, you gotta think, just like how I'm coming back to do something and show the kids, like, I'm coming back still. You gotta think, if there's a lot of motherfuckers to do that, just think where your community will turn to, what it would be. Like, but it just, the person who sparks the conversation, that's when it's gonna start to happen. And I felt like once the chance I got, like, popular and I could start talking, I was gonna tell them that. Because I felt like I always wanted somebody to tell them that or say that. So like it maybe can make it easy for me, like, but I seen that it never got easy, so I had to work my ass off to be able to tell them that. Like,
Right.
I ain't gonna lie to you, like, I've had interviews, but I ain't had enough time to tell people everything. You feel me?
Right.
Like, and this not even everything. Like me just growing up and shit like that. Like, I lost my dad and shit. I don't look at it like my dad passing away is something that I need in life. I just remember the gifts that I did get from my dad and certain things that he did tell me. Like, I don't forget them because I feel like that's how I can keep him alive. Because I am him, but I'm just a different version of him.
Right.
And it's like, I don't let him live through me, but he kind of still live through me by the type of things that I think about.
Right.
And shit like that. Like, I can still remember how he taught me stuff like that. Like, so me just, that happening to me, it just made me to where, like, I already know, like, I couldn't really depend on my mom to become a man. And, like, so now that I lost my dad, I feel like I wasn't even thinking like how I was thinking like this before I lost my dad.
How old were you when he passed away?
17. He passed away like 2 weeks before my birthday.
And how old was he?
He was like 39, 37, 38.
Dang, he was young.
Yeah, he was young.
How did he pass away, if you don't mind me
Passed
asking?
away because he was my daddy, like, I ain't gonna lie to you, like, my daddy was involved in a real street life at an early age. So, like, we gotta know the movie Minister Society was based on my daddy and them. Like, a lot of motherfuckers don't really believe that. Like, him and his crew, all that shit that they was doing in the movie, that's what it was based upon. And you gotta know, like, that was one of the first gangs in LA other than, like, the people where Tucky Williams was from and all that, to really get rich, like, really get rich from drugs and stuff like that. So, like, they was really on Sherman and shit, shooting at motherfuckers and shit, like, robbing cars, right? Like, doing just all type of shit. So, I feel like he lived so fast to where his time ran out. Like, because he was living faster than, you know, what he could handle. So,
Right.
he do drugs and stuff like pills and drink, like, and party and hang out with his homies. So the shit started really catching up to him. But when it caught up to him, he was in prison, and that's what fucked him up. Because I guess when my granny died, he had a heart attack in prison because he was the only boy. So he really loved his mama, and we was always really close with her too. So when that happened, it fucked him up in prison. And then I feel like he got an operation in prison, and they fucked him up. So when he got out, he didn't know that his main artery to his heart was deteriorated, and sooner or later deteriorated to the point where they couldn't attach it back. So, like, he bled out. Like, when you think about your parents, like, you think like they'd never go away. Like,
Yeah, for real, for sure.
I was just damn. He just, it's like, well, it's time for me to face this. But I ain't gonna lie to you, a lot of times I smile when I'm talking and shit because, like, that's something, like, I really had to battle and get it over with.
Right.
Alone, like,
Right.
and not say nothing about it because it's like, I feel like certain things people in the world don't need to hear. Like, I feel like certain battles you can face alone and get through them, and then come back out being yourself. And that's what I really did. Like, and I just let everything that I was going through and channel me to become even what I didn't know I was and what I really wanted to be.
Right.
Because I always danced and shit like that a lot. So, and like, just on some me, you like to dress and on some pretty boy type fly type shit.
Fuck boy.
No, yeah, like, yeah, high school I was bad in high school. But
Tell us a little bit about your earlier years like that. Tell us about what, not growing up in your neighborhood, but just how school was. You know, what, were you getting in trouble? Were you going to jail? Anything like that? Let us know a little bit of background before we get into the music, because we're going to get into the music soon.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys, we're going to get into the music soon. I know y'all want to know about his music, but we definitely wanted to unpack his life story on here because the vlog has not had an interview from you. So I know they're gonna want to know your background and all of that. But what was it like for Lambo growing up in the younger years, and even after your dad passed, like before and after?
Well, it was like a lot of like I played outside with a lot of kids, like, and like I just like ride dirt bikes and shit like that, and like so like I do all this shit with my cousins and shit. Like my dad always had us together and shit like that, and me just growing up like in high school and middle school, like I just always kind of like had to like have a sense of taking care of myself. So like I would just do shit like to make sure like I'm exactly how I want to be when I go to school. Everything like yeah, my mom never do stuff for me and stuff like that, but I take the extra mile. Like I always been a hustler. Like I was trying to hustle some type of way. So like I ain't even gonna lie to you. I went to both of my neighbors' houses when I lived in Marina Valley. I went to both of their houses and I would cut their grass every Friday. I make $100 on everything, and then they started trusting me for real. Now I cut the backyard.
Okay.
And 200, and so I have 400 every week down there, like, and I be cool, like, and I go buy all the shoes, like, so I have every Jordan in high school, and I was just on some fly shit, like, that's why I was like popular, like, even in the IE, like, they know me, like, to the point where like they like, damn, that nigga John blew up, like, I hear niggas tell me that,
Right.
Like,
Let's talk a little bit about you in the IE. You said you had moved there. When did you move to the IE, and was that like a significant part of your life? And if it was, what was it like out there? How long did you live there?
Well, I lived out there since the 6th grade, so I was 14. No, 5th grade. I went out there 5th grade, so I was out there before I was 14. That's crazy. Okay. So I went out there and I remember, oh fuck. I went out there and I got expelled the first time, and my mama sent me back to live with my granny on the west side on 62nd.
You went out there to the IE?
Yes.
And you got expelled doing what?
I got expelled from, that was the first, see, I would get suspended for a lot of crazy shit. Like, I would go up to the school, like, with metal BB guns, shooting up the kids like that.
So your whole family had moved to the IE?
No, just, well, my auntie did. She lived out here, and she lived out there in the IE first. And this is the first person I seen with a pool and shit like that. I never seen no house with a pool, like, cause I always lived in apartments, and my apartments didn't even have a pool. Like, it was a pool at the park, but I never went to a pool. So she moved out here, so we seen that. So then my mama like, okay, I need to get my kids out there to give them a better life. So when she moved out here, like, I stayed with my granny for a little bit, but then I went out there, and then I tried to go to school out there and shit, and the teachers used to like, I used to be so bad in the classroom, the teachers would lie to get me in trouble, like for real. Like
You used to be so bad they would lie to get you in trouble.
Yeah, they would, like, I would be so bad, like, to the point where they would lie to me, and they would lie on me and get me in trouble to the point where, to get me out of there, like.
But if you were bad, what were they lying about?
Like, I would be bad in a certain type of way. I was bad, but I was never disrespectful.
Oh, so they would say that you did some other shit.
Yeah, like,
gotcha.
Put a dub on a 10.
Right.
To really get me out of there quick.
Right.
So they don't gotta deal with me.
Right.
And these is not black people. So it was like, I was going around a whole different type of setting of people. So I didn't really understand them, and they didn't understand me because of the environment that I was coming from.
Right.
Like, they didn't grow up in no environment with kids like this. So
right.
even as an adult, he can't really comprehend who I
right.
am. So eventually, like, I learned that I had to, like, kind of be, like, cool. And once I started being cool, then my mom came back and got me from my granny house when I was going to school out there for 2 years.
And you were going to school. Okay, so when you moved to your granny house, where were you going to school?
I was going to Balone Elementary.
And that was in LA too?
Yeah, it was in LA. And then right when I was about to go to John Muir Middle School, my mama made me come back out here.
To the IE?
To the IE, because I ain't going to lie to you.
And what age was that?
I was like 14.
14.
Yeah,
Okay.
14. And I ain't gonna lie, cause I was 12 when I left Watts, and I was 14. I was 14. I was 12 when I left Watts, went to Moreno Valley. Then I got kicked out, came back, stayed with my granny for 2 years. So now I'm 14 years old, so I'm going back with my mama. And you know, even though I wasn't living in Watts no more, I was still living in LA.
Right.
And I was going to school with Bloods and Crips. And so now I know what all this shit is now. Because I'm not just in Watts no more thinking, knowing all the hoods in Watts.
Right.
So at a young age, I knew all the hoods in Watts, like for sure, from Backstreet to Fudgetown to PJs to Bonnie Honest to every Circuit City, Pyru, like fucking everything. Like I knew everything. So once I went to LA, I just learned about a different side that I didn't know, you know? And
right.
so like when that happened, I was just like different, and then my mama seen that shit, and then I got up out of there, and then I went back to Moreno Valley. But I ain't gonna lie to you, when I came back to Moreno Valley, I got expelled one more time, and then I kinda like, nigga, I wanna go to school with people. Like, I wanna be here with all these niggas that do drugs and
right. And this is Moreno Valley.
Yeah, like.
So where would you say that you grew up more, Watts or Moreno Valley, or the IE?
Well, I can say LA more because I never got to have real fun in IE how I did in LA. And then every break and stuff like that, I would never be out there with people I knew out there hanging in summertime.
Right.
Shit. I'd be in LA, like, because
That's how I celebrate my birthday.
yeah, even when I'm in Moreno Valley, I'm talking to people from LA.
Right.
I ain't talking to friends from Moreno Valley. Like,
Right.
I was cool with some because eventually, like, you gotta get out, like, you gotta go to parties and stuff like that. But to be real, like, I would say LA because I ain't gonna lie to you. Even when I was in Moreno Valley, it was niggas that was moving from LA that I knew.
Right.
So now Moreno Valley is starting to become this shit. Now it's like, I don't know. So I say LA.
Did you ever? You say LA?
Yeah.
Did you ever have any issues growing up with people because of where you grew up and them thinking that you were affiliated in a sense more than just living over there and having family from over there? Did you ever have any issues growing up? Anybody? You never had no problems from being from Watts?
Nope, I ain't never had
No one
problems.
ever tried you?
I ain't never had no problems unless it was some nigga trying my family member.
Okay,
Or
gotcha.
something like, or something like that, like just had a stick together with my family. Like,
Mhm.
it might not even be my problem or nothing, but that's how my granny raised us. Like,
Of course, yeah, most
Yeah.
def.
yeah, that's how I am. Though. Like, I ain't never got into it with no niggas, like, cause I never like did nothing. Like, I wasn't that nigga trying to stand out for that shit. That
Right.
reason, like, you know, you go to school and you grow up with these same people that be from these different hoods than you,
Right,
and they know who you are. Like,
right,
and some people don't look at you like that, like,
right,
because they know, like, man, he ain't on what y'all on. Like, certain niggas that ain't on what certain niggas is on, but that
Right.
don't mean it's anything different or anything less. It's just certain niggas just do certain shit, and certain niggas just do other shit.
right.
Like,
Most definitely.
that's why I just learned how to respect niggas. Like, I feel like respect gets you a long way.
Yeah,
Like,
most
if you don't know how to
definitely.
respect people, you can get killed for not knowing how to respect people. You gotta know when to demand your respect. It's like, okay, I'm respecting you with them I respect.
Right,
Because I'm respecting you enough to respect myself.
right, most
So,
definitely.
Like, I learned how to be like that to the point where now, like, if a situation do occur or something, like, I got the choice on how it's gonna play out.
Right,
Because it's just, I'm always coming off the right way.
mm-hmm.
So I can never be wrong.
Right,
So that's how I play the game, and I was smart. Like, you feel me? Like, that's just one thing about me. Like, I'm smart even when it comes to all this shit because I be knowing what it really be and what it ain't.
mm-hmm.
Like, I ain't saying I'm just the smartest nigga, like, but I just know, like, okay, nigga, focus on the money. Do this because, nigga, I'm only 20-something years old. If I continue to be Lambo4, nigga, I'm be doing so much Lambo4oe, that's all they gonna be to see me as. Like, you feel me?
Right.
And that's what I'm supposed to do. Like, I know people that's in jail for 20 years or 12 years. My grandpa was in jail 22, 23 years of my life. And he ain't never seen me until I was 24. Like, and I had a son and he hold my son. Like, that shit, like,
Crazy.
yeah, that's crazy. And it's like, this is shit like, my grandpa from East Coast. My grandpa in East Coast is in projects don't get along, but that was just way before our time when they did get along.
Right.
So it's just like all that type of shit. Like, it's just so I'm intertwined with all this shit. Like, like I ain't never had to really like be something I'm not in order to be accepted in some ways.
Right. And I believe that. I really can see a sense of like self, a sense of confidence.
Yeah.
You know, real outspoken. Honestly, I don't think that I've done an interview in a while to where like I just kind of sat back and chilled and let the person organically tell their truth. You really know your story and you tell it in the most like authentic way. Yeah. And it's obvious. It's not fabricated. It's really who you are.
Yeah.
And I mean, after hanging out with you today in your neighborhood, in your hood, we're not actually doing the interview there, but we were able to hang out and get some videos and stuff there. Like, I can see that everything that you talk about and, you know, you document as your steps of your upbringing, they're true, they're authentic. Yeah. And I'm glad I was able to experience that in its true self. When did you start pursuing music? When did you know you wanted to start pursuing music? Was it something that you always did as a kid? Tell us.
Nobody never asked me that.
Tell us the music story.
Oh yeah.
No one's ever asked you what made you want to do music?
No, nobody. They asked me like, would describe my music, but they never asked me what made me really want to do music.
Yeah, what made you want to be a entertainer?
My granny, since I was a kid,
I think your flashlight's on.
Once they turned their life around, they became like church people. My grandpa, pastor, he used to be on drugs in the projects like crack, before I was way born. It's not my blood grandpa. Right. This is my grandpa who raised me all my life. So I ain't learned nothing else from him, like in my granny, like in my mama and my dad. So like just being like around my grandma and stuff like that. Like she my granny would walk around humming all day. And then it would like they got into church and shit like that. So my granny loved music to the point where all her kids love music to the point when they joined church, my aunties and them joined the choir because they sing real good. Like they really sing. Like my aunties, they can fucking sing for real. So my granny be the head of the choir director and stuff like that, and they'd be practicing at my granny house all the time. So like I'd be practicing with them sometimes, and like eventually like I'll learn how to sing. And I just tell my granny, I'm gonna join the choir. But always when it's time for them to go to practice, I never want to go. I just stay in the house, like, and I just like one day, like I remember my granny was playing this Michael Jackson song, and it was off of a movie. It was The Wizard with Diana Ross.
The Wiz.
The Wiz with Michael Jackson.
The Black Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. And it was like, you can win. And I learned who Michael Jackson really was, and after that, like I just listened to all Michael Jackson songs and shit. I just watch YouTube videos and shit, like when he take his glasses off and all the girls extreme crazy, like just being like that in sync with himself, like to the point where like he's so calculated in his mind with himself. He know how to cause reactions out of people and stuff. And I ain't gonna lie, for me just studying that and just going within, like learning other music and stuff like that from my granny and just people, my cousins and all this, and outside, I started to like know what that was, like in a different way, like, but I never like got the chance to really get in the studio myself or do no song like that. So when I did get in middle school, like my teens, my cousin them started rap, so they go to the studio. So I kind of like eased my way in there, like, but I never could write a song. And
Pause. What age was that you had watched the Wiz movie?
I was probably like around the time I was living with my granny, around like 13, 14.
So would you say that Michael Jackson was your inspiration to start making music?
Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie to you. I learned all the nigga moves, like I could moonwalk, I could do all the shit. Like, and it was just like a thing for me because it was like I always loved to dance and stuff like that. And like I don't know about nobody else, but when I used to listen to people's songs and shit like that, I used to envision as if I was them.
Mm-hmm.
Like what would I be doing if I was singing this song in front of people and stuff like that from an early age always. And so like I never been scared to do it when it came the time to do it. So I started actually making my own music with my friend and my cousins. We was all in a group, and we had my friend dad behind us, and he was like putting money in it. He was just turning us up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And eventually we broke up because my cousin got into it with the dude. But me and my boy, we kept rapping because we like, we're gonna keep it going. And then my best friend, which is my boy cousin, he died. And then he stopped really rapping. Like, so it was some shit to where like now, it's like I gotta actually get a job if I really want to become a rapper.
Right.
So, cause I'm like, man, at the time, like I didn't graduate from high school and shit like that. So my mind ain't really to be no gangbanger. Like, I ain't trying to do that. Like I will give me some money and grind and hustle. So I'm like, man, I'm gonna do that so I can become a rapper, but I'm gonna start now. So when I look up, I am a rapper, you know?
Right.
So I wasn't looking at it from like everybody else point of view, like, oh, I'm finna make a song, I'm finna be a rapper right now. I build myself eventually to where now I'm here. Like, I remember a long time to where like I just be rapping, but I never think like, oh, when I'm gonna make it, you know?
Right.
I just kept going, because my goal was to get my music to sound better than the actual people that was in the end game already.
Right.
Or actually sound on that level.
Right. When you started, did you start off rapping or did you start off singing first?
Yeah, I started off rapping because I felt like that's what people wanted to see me. Like I felt like that would be my coolest me. Like, but as I grew up, like, and I was making rap songs, and a couple of my songs did really go viral. But when I started singing and being me, that's when I really went viral, like to a whole nother level. Like now it's like, damn, now they know me as me. I don't gotta be like, oh, I'm bored. I sing self-esteem or you know, from TikTok and stuff like Instagram, the video, YouTube. Like people know they know I'm an artist now. You feel me? Like so, I don't really gotta convince people. Now I walk in the room fully myself.
Right.
So I remember when I didn't have that though.
What did it take? What did you do and how long did it take? Because we know you're signed. You can talk about being signed.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you signed to?
I'm signed to APG.
Okay, so we know you're signed and all of that. We know you have your hit single, Self-Esteem.
Yeah.
It was a hit single before NLE Chopper was on it, correct?
Yeah.
And now it's even like a double hit single with him on it. We know you just recently dropped the song Blast. Ta-da, I'm actually in that video. Yeah. That's a little spoiler, so y'all gotta go check that out.
I gotta go find her.
Y'all gotta go find me and I look different. But we're gonna get to all of that because we know that that's like the made it stage. What happened to your supporters are gonna wanna know, what did you do? What did you have to go through? How long did it take you? What grind did you put in? What grind did you not put in? Like, what was it to get you to that where you are now?
I'll tell you, it's a timeline, okay?
Yeah, go through the timeline.
I started rapping.
Ages too, if you remember.
I started rapping, I'm 21.
Okay.
And I go back to the hood and I become.
So wait, pause. Before you start, the first time you dabbled with music was around 14.
Yeah.
What happened from 14 to 21? Why did you not do anything in between then with the music?
Because I was playing football in sports. So it was like kind of like I thought I was gonna go to the NFL.
Gotcha.
But then when my dad passed away, I kind of like went my own way because I really feel like my dad was always trying to make me a football player. But I always liked to dance and see myself like being big
and
like, in front of
entertaining
a lot of people. Yeah.
Right.
But he never want me to be that because I guess my dad was a game banger. He felt like that was too soft at the time. But he didn't realize like I could be rich and really be a nigga like, you know, like, and I like shit. So when I turned 18, 19, 20, I was rapping. And I would just do little shit like to get myself out there, pay to get on shows and shit like that. And then when I said, man, I'm out here rapping, but nobody that I'm rapping for really know who I am because they don't know where I come from.
Right.
Nothing. So I said, okay, I'm gonna go back to Watts and do this. So all my family still live here. So it's like at the time I was able to just go and just be there. And
What age was it when you went back to Watts to start? You went back to live there.
Yeah, like, well, not really live there.
But you started going there and getting inspired for your new sound.
Yeah.
Now, pause. Before you continue, the sound that you had before, it was different than the sound you have now.
Yeah.
What was that sound?
It was on some like...
Just regular rapping?
Yeah, just rapping.
Was it street? Was it hood?
It was like on some street.
Or was it like pretty boy type shit?
It was like on some street vibes, like it was street vibes.
Okay, would you say it was like IE type bass, or would you say it was more like a LA sound?
It was more like it was so different that it blew up because I remember at first like people be like, what the fuck is he doing on this song? Like, from my ad-libs and saying and all that type of shit. Like it was something that nobody really heard.
So it didn't have really it didn't fit.
Yeah, but it fit where I was at because what I was talking about. I was doing certain shit with the music sound wise, but what I was talking about, my people was able to relate to it because I was talking about Project Lingo and how they talk and, and certain words, how we say them, and so people was able to feel them like it was home, and it was like I remember being little, like my dad used to tell me stories about Cash Money and them coming to the projects and stuff like that. When I was little, I always used to hear until then. I be thinking about them project buildings. That's Juvenile. From Cash Money, he from the Magnolia Projects in New Orleans. If you from the projects, you know what rappers is from with certain projects.
Right.
Like I'm from the projects too.
Right.
So I want to know what y'all projects like. So like, I made that song because I knew like everybody over there loved that song.
So that was your first viral moment. What was the name of that song?
Project Buildings.
Project what?
Project Buildings.
Project Buildings. Okay, and what age was that you dropped that one? You said 18?
No, I was 20. I was 21. So from 18, I was dropping music, but I had to go back so I could show the world who I was. Like, cause for a long time I was just rapping, but it didn't really have no meaning to it. You know.
So you didn't have a viral song before you started. No. Before you started rapping based off of like growing up in Watts?
Yeah.
Okay. So you would say that Watts inspired your new sound?
Exactly. Okay. Because I was able to be me and people was liking it.
They were like taken to it.
Yeah, because when I would do that in the IE, people wouldn't really understand that because I ain't from a gang in the IE.
So from 18 to 21, you tried the other way, right? Or
well, I was just rapping like on some like
regular
spending money or trying to be in a club. Gotcha. Just thinking like this what I need to rap about to blow up.
Right. And then from 21 you started going back to Watts more, getting inspired, coming up with your sound, and then you made Project Buildings. Yeah. Okay, do you remember what year it was that went viral?
2019.
Okay. All right. And so when did you realize that song was going viral, and what did you put into it? How did you come up with it? Was it something you executed and planned? Because we get on here, a lot of the viral songs are not things that are planned. I've had a few rappers come on here and be like, look, I was drunk. Yeah. And I came out with that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, was it a planned one? Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that song.
that song right there was like, I wrote it, like I remember I wrote it, I was sitting right there writing it, but I'm like, they had me fucked up at the time, like, it was people doing shit to me, my family turning in certain ways. I'm like, you niggas got me fucked up, balling cause I'm next up. Niggas say they real pussy, nigga, put your best up. Cause I was getting into it with niggas that was my friends because I became a rapper. And you know, so now I gotta fight niggas. I gotta do certain shit. Like,
what was it? They wanted you to gangbang or?
Like, they was on a mission to try to prove that I wasn't that, but they didn't even realize the niggas that was trying to portray that I wasn't that was the niggas that didn't even grow up with us. Like, so it was like, you really knew her than I am, you know?
Right, exactly.
Day one, and it's like, I ain't even going out my way to make you feel like that. And
right.
So I was going through a lot of that, and but I never did no mark shit. I never ran. I always fought. I ain't nothing.
Never turned down nothing.
No, I ain't never robbed, jacked, nothing. No, and I was just going through a lot of hate, like, you know, and now it was a big stage in my life to now, okay, this is going to define if I'm an artist or not. Because if I could just and beat over all this hate over here, oh, y'all, if I could beat all this
they
hate over
giving me the
here,
blues right now, y'all.
your shit is long, though. They dope.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so I had to just learn to overcome all the games and the trickery and shit like that. So then, now, okay, I'm putting out all this music for the niggas, but after my first hit, I realized all the niggas that was, okay, was around when I was blowing up, they realized, like, they already played their hand with me, so they know that they would never be able to, like, really enjoy it with me.
Right.
So now they start to try to tarnish it, try to make it a situation to where I don't fight, still make it seem like I won't fight, do it, but then they will always overturn, like, he gonna come do this, you know? And so now I was like, I got a mindset, like, man, all my other music ain't gonna blow up because these niggas are already hiding their hands on me, ain't rooting for me no more. The people that was pushing my music to because they don't want to see me make it at this point now. They don't want to see me make it out because they know me. They don't want to see that different. So I said, okay, I'm gonna make music for the females, like, and I'm ready to be me, like, on some vibe shit.
Right.
I know how to dance. And I know what a vibe is. So when I start to really attach myself to that, it was like, woo, my music started to go to a whole different level. Like, I started doing interviews with people. Like, I changed up how I looked and shit. I used to have a fucking bootsy fade, like, straight bald fade, like, on some waves type shit, like, and I just grew my hair out, like, on some just really being me, like, type shit, and not trying to, like, fit what's going on over
Right.
there. Like, once I did that, like 2022, I just said from January to December, I'm just gonna stay structured, and I'm gonna push one song the whole time. But everywhere I go, I'm gonna go perform this song, and I'm gonna make it more viral, like, when I'm performing, because I know I got stage presence, and I know how to control the crowd. So if I do that, now I'm on a whole different tip to where now people, instead of, like, people just, like, choosing if they gonna like the song, I'm making people like my song.
Right.
So all my songs that I dropped in the middle of Project Builders and Self-Esteem, those was the two stepping stones.
Gotcha.
Project Builders, then I'm walking another stepping stone, Self-Esteem. Now I'm going to another level. But I felt like everything that I went through all that time prepared me to go up, like, and be at a higher level, like, so
Right.
I ain't gotta, like, trick myself out my spot or lose opportunities because I'm not able to see what they're for, like, or see them through, like,
Right.
So then I changed my mind to where, like, okay, in order for me to be the best me and the best artist, I have to know and be aware of everything that's going on with my music and me. So
Right.
then I always educated myself with the music shit. It got to a point where it was like I needed to know my business or I was gonna be broke for a long time.
Right.
Because I had Project Business out and it went viral, but I didn't really never get no money from it because
Right.
how I played myself with the situation with people around me,
Right.
thinking I needed certain things and people to do things for me when I really need to learn this shit on my own and go do it on myself.
Right.
I go actually grind and work and stack my money up and pay for shit that I need for myself instead of trying to get people to do it for me. So once I did that, like I stayed grounded. Like I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like I left my mama house because I'm like, man, I can't pay no rent nowhere. I gotta just like do everything that attends to me making it here. So I had an Audi A5 coupe and I just had got it. And I'm like, fuck that. I'm gonna go to work and I'm gonna stay at this bitch as long as I can. And then it got to a point where like I'll do that and then I'll go sleep inside in front of my mama house and my baby mama house and I just sleep in a car and then I wake up and I go back to work and I just stay there.
Where were you working at the time?
I was working at fucking Converse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, warehouse though. So it was like in a sense to where like I wasn't working in the warehouse. I was working at the front desk. Cause like I had graduated high school and I did certain shit, so I know how to make a good resume. So I could get a good job. Like I'm smart.
So when you had to sleep in your car in front of your mom's house or whatever the case is, how old were you then?
I was that was 2022. So it's only 2023.
Oh, okay. So that was recent.
That was recent, but I didn't have to. I did that so I could stack every dollar that I made.
Because was your mom charging you to live with her?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then even if I was trying to live with my baby mama, her people gonna try to charge me
Right.
later because she live with her people.
Gotcha.
So I just had to take a stance like I ain't never did this in my life, but I'm gonna do this so I can change my life. And I did that because I said my mama ain't never give me a chance like at something else I like. So if ain't nobody else give it to me, I'm gonna give it to myself. So I stacked up all my money. I remember I got to like 25,000, and then my cousin had hit me up like, "You come stay with me, right?" But like I would live with my cousin like, and the whole time like it would be like, man, I just learned like what it'd be like if you did go live with other people, not your mama or your
Right.
Like they
It's
treat
not
you
the
bad,
same.
like
Yeah.
they not gonna treat you bad, but they gonna treat you like nigga, like you ain't got nowhere to go, like,
Right.
type shit. So,
How long did you have to sleep in the car before your cousin told you to come there?
I slept in there for a couple months, but then I went to my cousin's house. I went there for like a couple like months, but I was paying my cousin rent and shit like that. And then the more money I would start to stack, my cousin would go up on what I had to give him. So I said, nah, I gotta get from right here too.
Right.
So when I did that, I didn't have to fall out with him. I just got from right there because I'm like, no, they ain't part of what I'm trying to do.
Right.
So I went back in my car and then I kept stacking. And then I got to summertime and then I'm like, ooh, nigga got bread now. So now it ain't the same no more. It don't feel like I'm sleeping in my car because guess why? Now I don't feel no problem with going to sleep on my mama's couch and then getting up because it's like,
Because you had stacked enough money at that
yeah,
time?
I can really move like how I want to. Like, and it's in the sense, I'm a young nigga in the streets, so I'm balling. Like,
Right.
you feel me? Like, niggas, no niggas in the streets got houses and shit. They got cars and money and clothes and shit.
Right.
Like, so, yeah, in a sense, I'm balling now. So I'm like, okay, I got some hood thing. I'm balling. Now it's coming together. So when I did that, God in heaven, I went to start performing Caffeine TV with Tommy the Clown in front of thousands of people. I started doing all this certain shit, throwing my own shows, all type of shit. And once I did that, like, I made it. Like, my songs went viral on TikTok. So, like, all type of different shit because I'm actually popular. Like, I'm actually out here putting together shit.
Before you signed to APG, did you have any promotion or anybody helping you or anything that contributed to your shit going viral?
No, it was all organic. Like, and that's why, like,
That's probably what got you signed.
yes, because this is what I want people to realize is I had every freaking label offering me a deal.
Right.
And I had some labels offering me some money that it was just like, what the fuck? Like, if I take this money, I'm gonna have a whole bunch of money, but then it's gonna be on a tip to where like I lose control of myself.
Yes, and your music probably, and your image, and your career.
But I got all this money.
Right.
So I really wanted to be with somebody who's going to help me develop myself to become a bigger mogul and a bigger star and a bigger artist and not lose control of it. So I did that, and I signed my deal, and it was
Pause. Before we talk about you signing the deal, what happened? Like, what did you do to make the self-esteem song? Tell us how that came about, because that's your most viral song. So I know your supporters are gonna want to know, like, how did that come about before the label picked it up and, you know, distributed it through their platform, which initially is that how you got the NLE Choppa? Was through APG?
Yeah.
Kind of ish.
Kind of ish, because Eastside G and all type of niggas hit me up to get on there, like famous niggas.
Okay, so you could have had whoever you really wanted.
Yeah. Like,
but before that, what did you do? And how did you come up with that song? And what did you know you were gonna do it that way?
Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, like, I was at a time to where like I felt like everybody around me was like trying to like knock my confidence, my self-esteem.
Right.
So I'm like, in my mind, like, I'm talking to, first of all, I'm creating an imaginary person in my head that I'm
lying is a real person.
No, for real, because it's like this. When you're making songs, you can't really attach them to anybody. You attach them to people, but you don't really attach them to them, so everybody could like be able to gravitate to them. So when I made the song, I'm thinking in my head, okay, I got this imaginary person in my head that just get everything about me, and I get everything about them. It's like, and it just making me want to sing. Baby, you get my self-esteem. And that's when I said, oh fuck, I'm gonna make that shit a whole fucking song. Like, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I remember the night I wrote it, I was in the room and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna write this part and I'm gonna go to sleep, and if it's thinking on me, like, and when I wake up, I'm gonna finish writing it. And it did. Like, I wake up like, you get my self-esteem, and then I'm like, I'm listening to the beat, I'm like, what is that? Yeah. I was just playing though.
Right.
I'm feeling it, like, and it just.
How did you come up with is it the kisses for me? You're asking yourself, is that what you love about the female?
Yeah.
Is her kisses?
Yeah. Is it the kisses for me? Like, I'm asking myself, like, is it the kisses for me? Because I'm like, damn, like, if you get somebody's self-esteem and they give yours, like, what about this self-esteem, like, that you giving me that is making me love you? Like,
right.
So I'm like,
you start asking yourself,
yeah,
and that's
the
most
person.
That is the most popular part of the song.
Yes, because I feel like not a lot of artists can do that. See, artists that does that is like Drake and shit.
Right.
Like, they'll talk to you like as if they having a conversation with the person.
Exactly.
Exactly. And once you can do that, you know, like, that person.
From that perspective.
Like, you have to either met a lot of people in your life, or you didn't have a lot of conversations with people.
Right.
So, me knowing how to do that, it's like I pay attention to that, and I ain't gonna lie to you, after I wrote that song, I found out what that was.
Right.
And now it ain't left me yet. So, me just making a song like that, I'm asking myself, like, cause I'm thinking like most time, like, dudes like make songs for what they think other niggas want to hear. So I'm basically like, okay, this is the first time, like, alright, since a nigga like other than me, like, I'm coming straight from rap music, but I'm finna enter their world, like, I'm finna see it how they see it. It's like, he tryna hit a lick, but he don't really rap. He tryna celebrate. Like, I done been around girls, and a lot of niggas think that cool, but the girls that they really, really wanna be around, they really don't think that shit cool. Like, they fascinated with the lifestyle, but they don't really wanna know what is really going on in it. Like, and I once I realized that, I said, okay, that's how I'm gonna move myself out of the box.
Gotcha.
Other niggas. So now, I mean, girls wanna listen to this motherfucker, like, damn, he different.
Right.
So that was my whole goal, like, not to fit in, but still talk my shit, and at the same time, like make people like think about the song like, damn, like he really structured the song just like how you actually said, is it the kisses for me? Like that was a slogan like that I used to hear like a lot of times. I never heard nobody make a song out like it's the song for me. Like,
right.
You feel me?
Right. No, most definitely it's a thing right now. It's this for me.
Yeah.
It's like a thing right now. But
Yeah.
the way you had put it, I didn't think of that slogan when you like you sang it, and it didn't give that ratchet. It's the whoopty whoop for me, and it didn't give that vibe.
You know how many girls like saying that? You know
yeah,
how many
because
girls want to say that?
Yeah, exactly. Because of that reason.
Yeah, but now I flipped it. Mm-hmm. It had nobody knew that. See, I got a lot of multiple little things in a song why I did it that way.
Right.
Like even just like even when I just start to talk about he trying to like he don't really rap. Okay, the whole first beginning of the song, any type of girl can relate to this point.
Mm-hmm.
But once I get to talking and expressing who I am, now I'm bringing these girls back in. Like they know this type of shit and all that. Then I get to the point, heart so cold, double back once, take us, that's that emo shit. Like certain girls like you know, I know like I met a lot of people and I was like, I'll make this song about everybody gonna be to like this song, like, and even how I sung it, like I'm singing it like how I sing a song in the car, like on some fly shit, like you feel me? Like I didn't rap niggas in other people's songs and sung other songs and they didn't sing it a certain type of way. When I did it, I sung it my way and it just felt fly to me. And I felt like once I was able to put that out there and then actually go and perform, and it was actually see that I was like that. Like it wasn't hard to like relate to my song or digest it. Like I ain't gonna lie to you, for a long time I thought self-esteem was a hit, and I tell people that like, and they didn't realize it until it really became a hit for real. Like
so how long did it take for it to become a hit? And when did you realize it was viral? And what was the platform it went viral on first?
So it went viral on SoundCloud first, like and it took about 6 months to go viral, like to me just pushing it every day. I still promote it every day to this day. Like, but it took 6 months for it to go viral, and then it hit 100K, and then I tried to monetize it, and it took it off. Because it's just somebody else used the beat before. So I hit the dude up promo to make sure I got his permission to use the beat, and then I put it back up there. So if it got taken down again, but this time I ain't try to monetize it. I just let it be for free. Like, and I did that shit, and it fucking blew up again, 100K. Within like a month though, did another 100K. So I said, oh shit.
And this was on YouTube?
No, SoundCloud.
Okay.
This was on SoundCloud, and then it got to the point where like after 6 months, like now I'm able to go perform it in the IE, because people out here in the IE love it. Like you feel me? Because this is where I've been going to perform it at and do and make it blow up at. I didn't make that self-esteem blow up in LA. I made it blow up in the IE, and then it went everywhere. That's where I was at in the IE, like to a whole 2020, 2022. I was in the IE just going all the shows, parties, pool parties, all the other rappers and shit like that. So niggas know, like that's why I was outside, like, and I was just dolo with 2 niggas, just me and just pushing, like. So I actually grew this song for a long time, and I got to see like the different stages. Like okay, it's regular. Now it's this, now it's right here, and then now it's on a level to where now I can move around and I'm getting paid to perform it now. Right. You know, like.
So when did the famous females like Jada and all of them start making videos and stuff too? Was that before you got signed, or was that after? I mean, yeah, before or after?
No, it was before, like, and obviously like NBA YoungBoy, Baby Mama, Jada Waiter, I see like a lot of other female artists, like models, big models with millions of followers, and it just be all these people like going up to the song, but they didn't know who I was yet. And then I ain't gonna lie to you, that's when the labels started coming. Like I did them first big posts of the YouTubers and shit on TikTok, and it went viral, millions of views. Then the label started tapping in like, oh, he going viral. that stage, I knew like, oh, okay, I'm out of here now. Like,
Right.
Cause I never went viral on TikTok. Like I always wanted to, but I felt like you had to be really, really special to go viral. On TikTok.
Right. No, you do, because TikTok is a whole different world outside.
And you gotta know how to use it.
Yeah, for real. Like in the way that it's designed to be, not just a video with music over it.
Exactly.
Like the real way.
I'm learning that. I didn't learn that till I signed though, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't learn how to use TikTok until I signed, and I'm really realizing that I don't even know how to do this shit for real. I'm thinking this how you was supposed to do it, and you going viral. No, it really matter about the lighting, no filters, and just certain things you're doing, and and I ain't gonna lie to you. Once I got a whiff of that, then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna sign my deal, and then when I got with them, I was like, okay, now it's time to take it to a whole nother level.
So what do you have with APG?
Yeah.
So explain what APG is. It's an actual record label?
Yeah, it's a publishing company, and APG is the people there was just APG in Atlantic. APG was one, and APG helped Atlantic turn around everything that they was losing out on and shit like that.
Right.
So a lot of artists, some artists that was signed to Atlantic was now signed to APG.
Mm-hmm.
And so to this day, they made YoungBoy, Kevin Gates, all these type of people, but people don't know they still got NLE Chopper, No Cap.
Mm-hmm. Oh, shout out to No Cap. I fuck with Cap.
They got people that you wouldn't realize, because you gotta realize who is the owner of the label, Mike Karen.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Karen is a very, very, very important person in the music industry.
Right.
He made a lot of stars, and he's a part of a lot of deals. Even to this day, you would think, because he on the head of this label, that he not involved, but he's still involved with all these other artists that's signed to these other labels and stuff. And
right.
They did. So I chose APG because APG was they had everything and could do everything that all these big artists could do, but they didn't have a whole fucking roster of motherfucking other artists to where I had to come 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th,
or end up getting shelved or something like
so
that.
Now that I'm in this big position with this big song, they're gonna make me priority when I go right here.
Right.
So that's what I wanted to do, so the song could get bigger on another level. Because I knew, okay, I can be big, but I'll never be big as I would be if I got help and a team around me,
right.
to help me. So that's what I was leaned into them to do, because I said, if I go with them, I get the best deal. I get a partnership, more so than a 360 or sign to them for albums and shit like that. Because right now, I just blew up, and look, I done did over 100 million streams on just this song.
Right.
I ain't even been out over 2 years.
Right.
And it's still the hottest song currently in LA. Nobody's made a bigger song than Self-Esteem right now. And that's facts. Not another bigger song right now. But
Yeah.
I'm not saying eventually it won't, because maybe I can make the next song.
Right. No. I understand what you're saying.
But I'm just saying, at this rate it's moving,
yeah,
it's not been another bigger song from my age group or
genre. Now, did you sign? What did you sign with them? A distribution, a record deal? What'd you sign?
I signed a partnership, and I signed some single deals.
Okay.
So instead of signing for albums, I signed for
How did you end up getting the Blast feature?
Blast heard the song from Eli, which is my A&R, and he was like, hell yeah, on the song. Because at this point, I already had self-esteem now.
Right.
So it's now, I'm on a projection. I'm only going up the bigger self-esteem get. So I don't never have to even count on no other songs, just count on other hits along the way, because you got to think, ever since I came in relationship with labels, I've always had a hit song. It ain't never been a time to where I just went to the label and they just trying to see me because they think I'm just popular or something. No, it was always because I always had a hit song. That, I ain't even gonna lie to you. That was the best. This is the best part of my career, because I can say that I I actually have hit songs in the city without depending on features out the city.
Yeah.
Like,
No, but that's real shit.
Like-
Because it was already a hit before it got the feature.
Exactly.
And you should be very proud of that.
Exactly.
Very proud of that.
And that's I try to like, that's why I just stay in my lane, because I know like it's things I'm doing that right now is not really like set in stone, but just in a little bit people gonna be like, God damn, he did actually do that. Like, the more I keep going, I know like I just don't ever stop. So like with this whole self-esteem song, like I ain't even done promoting it. I ain't done pushing it. Like I'm gonna push that song for about another couple of years. Like,
we gonna keep hearing it in Spanish, in
like,
Chinese.
It's like when you hear an oldie song, like you don't even, like you could go to your other family member house and you gonna hear this oldie song. You know, it's like a forever type hit. Like, and that's what I want my songs to be.
Timeless.
Yes, timeless hits, and that's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm making. I ain't trying to fit in the groups or fit in the boxes with other people and try to make songs that only like basically these type of people can gravitate to.
Right.
I want the whole world to be able to gravitate to them. So with self-esteem, I felt like I hit that, and now that I got self-esteem, I know how to maneuver and keep going. Like,
Right.
and so I did a song with YG and Ty Dolla $ign, and it was on Fast and Furious. Well, it's gonna be on the movie too. Like,
Okay.
I just found out that it's actually going on the movie now. So it's like you gotta think, like, I never thought I would do no shit like that. That's the last Fast and Furious.
You know, I'm glad that you felt comfortable enough to share your story with me.
Yeah.
But as far as everything goes with what you've learned and what you've encountered and everything that's been brought your way, what do you feel like you've learned? Is there anything that you would do different? And what message do you have to the younger kids out there? How old are you?
I'm on 24.
Okay.
No, I always do that because
You just turned 25?
believe in yourself. Like, you gotta believe in yourself more than what you think a person's gonna believe in you. Because I would probably wouldn't have never did the interview with you if you didn't believe in yourself enough to tell me how you told me. Like, when I first met you at the video shoot and you was like, you do interviews and you, like, you believed in yourself enough to where, like, nah, you felt like that was for you to try to go do. And I feel like that's what you gotta really carry. Like, you gotta believe in yourself. Like, even in even in situations where they bound to make you not believe in yourself. That's when the belief come in really big, because you have people that's gonna try to deteriorate and try to lead you away from the good things you're doing, because they see that it don't work for them, or it's not working for you immediately. But that's part of belief. Belief is gonna get you to the point to where now I can see this. So now I don't gotta believe. I know what's the outcome from these type of situations if I focus on myself so much. And I feel like if you focus on yourself and not what the things that other people think of you or want you to project or like show, I feel like you just be you and show the things that make you special. I feel like there's no limit to what you can do in life for success, because now you're in a whole different world. It's like you can focus, you can go out there and get it, because more so like more people only like fail because people knock them down. Like, I heard a saying like the world don't beat dreams out of people. People beat dreams out of people. Because you gotta have somebody that you love and you can know your whole life, and they might know the right answer for you, but when you come and ask them, they ain't gonna give it to you because they feel like they don't feel like you deserve it.
Right.
So a lot of times you gotta believe in yourself to know that this is for you without a person telling you.
A shout out to y'all, because on March 31st, the channel turned 3 years old. And thank you guys for all the subscribers and support over the years, because you guys built the channel. I was doing something completely different when I got this channel. I was doing skits with Kevin Edwards Jr. We went viral before anybody went viral. So with the funny skits type shit.
Oh, you talking about Kevin?
I'm free. from those videos?
Wait, Kevin Edward
Junior.
Junior, you talking about with the kids and the wife Maria?
Yes.
Oh my!
I'm the girl from
God.
the skits.
And what's they family channel called?
I'm not sure.
No, it's not the Levine family. It's
The Edwards?
yes.
The Edwards family?
I remember I used to
But
watch
he used to be a nigga. Like
yeah,
he used to
they
be
used
crazy.
to do fucking skits and
And
shit.
I was-
Like he used to have his shirt open and shit at the park with the light skinned dude.
Yeah.
That was you.
That was me.
What the
Lambo, you
fuck?
didn't know that was me?
Nigga, I didn't know that was you.
I'm
And I
free.
What the fuck? I was watching all them shits. I remember when that nigga bought that red Lambo.
Yes.
Like to that point where he was living in an apartment, then that nigga got a big ass house, and now that nigga do real
He's a
estate.
millionaire. Yep.
Yeah. You see,
But he
so I'm
was a
real fan.
millionaire off of like his gaming channel.
Yes,
The
he started
skits
gaming.
channel. Yeah, for the kids.
Yeah,
The kids
exactly.
love him. We did the skits to start that.
Yes.
So Kevin always like thanks me and I
even
thank
seen
him.
his brother YouTuber.
Yeah.
They was in church, his daddy and his mama
Yeah.
in church, everything. Like
That was me.
that's fucking
That's
crazy.
me.
Oh, so you've been grinding.
Yes, I've been
Mm.
grinding for a long time. I stopped because the fame was a lot for me
Damn.
when we were doing that.
Damn, like that just made me look at you way different. Like, okay, she aggressive with this shit. She not like, she ain't faking. She aggressive. With
And I
this
mean,
shit.
I tried. Like when I stopped doing skits, I went to school and I did the school shit. And I tried and I worked the 9 to 5s and I did it. And like I said, something just kept calling me to like doing the internet shit. It wasn't necessarily skits anymore, but
Yeah.
something just told me like, bitch, you meant to be seen and be
Yeah.
on someone's camera,
Yeah.
doing some type of shit.
Yeah.
You know too many people. So when
Yeah.
after we came back, I just started doing the interviews. I just used my connections. My best friend is Jane Ari, the producer.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jane Ari.
Yeah.
So, and then Draco introduced me to a lot of people, rest in peace. And, you know, then TK and Picasso, I met them through Draco. They
Yeah.
introduced me to a lot of artists.
Yeah.
And I just kept building the channel around everybody that was a part of it.
Yeah.
And I just met a whole bunch of different people through doing that.
Yeah.
So it's like you can really do it the right way and stay true to who you are. And it's like when I was saying that story, you didn't know that that was me. But now that you're hearing it, you know I'm not lying about the story.
Yeah. I'm like, damn, like, bruh, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's me. I'm the one that took the peanuts from Brock. I'm the one that
Exactly.
said I seen your mama at Macy's. I'm the one that
I didn't
Kevin.
even meet them.
Well, Kevin, okay, ironically, I don't know if I've ever told this. This is a spoiler. Kevin was best friends with my ex-boyfriend. I won't say his name at the time. And I had one day like went off on my ex, like on some like crazy shit. But I think I started insulting him on some funny shit too. And Kevin just like ran down the street laughing. He couldn't take the shit. Like he like, you really crazy, you really nuts. That's really you though.
Yeah.
He's like, I need that for these skits.
Yeah.
So one day he called me. Got such a good reaction from the fans. They went crazy when they saw me. We just kept doing it.
Yeah.
And then he explains on our interview, because me and him have done an interview about 2 years ago, why he stopped doing the videos. It was different things in his life that were coming up. And the skits were bad. We were talking crazy. We were cussing. All types of crazy shit. So then after that, we just kind of stopped doing them. The reason I didn't keep my channel up was I was a regular person, so I got a lot of attention quick from those videos. And some of it was a lot of negativity. And I felt like I'm such a real nigga in my present day life. I was like, I can't let this like type of criticism change who I am. So I just took a step back. I still have my IG, I still had all the followers, but I just took a step back. And then I seen the YouTube. I seen the channel there. I think when I started it had like 6,000 subscribers, and I was like, you know what? I have the channel. I might as well do interviews because I've changed. Back then, I was hanging off the chandelier. I was just telling you that I was wild as hell in my 20s. I wasn't acting. I was really cussing him out as if I'd cussed my nigga out. That was not. I was all improvised. I didn't write shit down. All he would say was, "Think about your nigga," and cuss me out like that.
Oh, God.
And then I'm going ham. So it's like, when I changed as a woman, then that's when I was like, I can do interviews and become more like professional with it. I still have my funny moments where I act up, and I'll do a skit. You know, if somebody that I really feel like is worth doing one with, I might dust the camera off. But y'all gotta pay to have free in a skit, nigga. Y'all really do, because I built this for you bitches. I really built this platform for y'all to get on here and be funny. I was the first organic one talking that talk.
Nah, you real though.
Like,
That's how
you know what
fuck
I
with you.
mean? And Kevin was too. Kevin, Brock,
You was a
Top.
part of that though. So
Yeah.
You having different type of successes in your life is
Yeah.
kind of special. So
And to see, like, you know, when I really think about it, like, I've always had the gift of gab. So to be able to sit here and talk to you, and then I'm going to execute this whole entire interview into a write-up.
okay.
Like, that's when niggas don't understand. This is going to be a write-up.
So you gonna go through and listen to it? And
Listen
write
to it and write it. But write it from, like, in a way to
serious
where
about this
the
shit.
writers can feel you. Because there's a whole world out there that only reads.
Yeah, I know.
And that's, you know, shout out to Knocked LA for giving me a platform to be able to write my shit on.
Yeah.
They're a newspaper from out here.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Damn. Yo,
And I mean, they're seeing, because when I wrote an article on NeuroYSL, LA Times had taken a piece of the article and put it in there. And it was talking about Draco.
Damn.
And they credited me. So that was already in LA Times. My fourth write-up, I was in LA Times.
And Draco, I ain't even gonna lie to you, man. That he was about to go bigger than big.
Yeah, he was.
He was already bigger than big. He was already a
Yeah,
millionaire.
he was, for sure. But is there any rest in peace, friend? I really do miss you. I really.
That's why I pushed through this music shit and
Yeah.
how I pushed through, because I see, like, even like when situations like that happen, like niggas supposed to just let him be a rapper.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
even all the shit that he was saying and all that,
Yeah.
you're supposed to let him do that, because that's who Draco was. What I mean by LA, it moves fast, but it'd be like, man, you gotta keep pushing. That's why I just said, like, yesterday, I just said, long live Draco, he would have still been balling.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said that, like, even like, see, my thing is, I'm the new West Coast, so it's like I'm trying to like bring it together to the point where niggas ain't gotta be together, but niggas can be acceptance to each other to get money and become bigger and put
Right.
on a bigger purpose. Like, and that's all I want. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you though, they still support me to this day, even
Yeah.
if it ain't even on the video that we did, they be still fucking with me on my Instagram and shit like that.
Yeah.
Because I think it's just more so how like I come off to people. Like, I ain't coming off to people like we don't need to fuck with him.
Right.
Type shit.
You come off like, okay, that's somebody.
Yeah, but I'm like, in the midst of me knowing that I'm somebody, I'm making somebody else feel like they somebody too.
Right.
Like, it ain't just like I'm around you and I'm me, and it's like, no, like I'm gonna talk to you just like as if I wasn't talking.
Right.
Like me, like if the person or whatever this shit is that I am or becoming, like I always talk to people like as if you're still level with me, because I'm still a person just like you a person. Like, shit don't change, but
Right.
at the end of the day, I just know like I have to protect myself different than other people. I have to think and do things different than other people, but that still don't change
Right.
that we both like a person.
Yeah. We both human and we both
I
bleed.
feel like that when you're from LA, the best thing you can do for your career is let them know that I'm much more, man. Just this, because LA come with a hood
Yep.
tag, a hood tie to you, to where like it's like motherfucker just put this stereotype tag on you to where like he just this. Like, for a long time when I just used to make music for Watts and just for the projects and stuff like that, and for hood people, it have a stigma on me to where like people would just always have that tag on me, like, nah, we ain't even gonna give him a chance to get booked because we know he gonna come all these niggas and come like this and stuff like that. In which I did go to like 2 shows and I had a whole lot on the crack.
As you should. Shit.
I was just like,
Don't leave home without us.
yeah. But I'm like, in this world, like in this industry, like certain things, like you gotta know what you doing and what you ain't, because I ain't even gonna lie to you, like ain't nothing more important than like cutting out distractions and get to the bag.
Yeah.
Because
Most
at first
definitely.
I was making money, I was making music so long to where like I never cared about money to make music, you know? So when I did get in the positions to make money from the music, I was like, okay, now I'm in a different position. I gotta be responsible. I gotta move different. I gotta think different. That's what my whole push is. Like, I'm more so like trying to motivate people. Like, even self-esteem, just the name of the song is self-esteem. Like, you know how many people gonna think of the name just like, damn, I was probably feeling low about myself and didn't even think of that word, self-esteem. I need that self-esteem. Like, anybody can have self-esteem, you know. So that's what my whole drive, like my whole push from me signing and everything is just to build my own self-esteem, give people self-esteem, and give people my music, because my music is just like all vibe to make you feel good. Like, I don't be making sad music no more, because I ain't sad.
You ain't sad no more.
Yeah, I ain't
you ain't
sad.
gotta be.
And I ain't gonna lie to you, every time I get about to make a song like that, I'm like,
But still do it though,
Yeah,
because
I do.
it lets people like know that you're still human.
Yeah, I'm still human.
You're still human. Like, you still feel emotions, even if you're not. Somebody out there is gonna relate.
feel it.
Yes,
Yeah.
and relate to it.
Because I was
most
just
definitely.
sad as fuck the other day, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I couldn't record as many songs as I usually do, because I go in the studio and I leave in a day of like 15 to 20 songs. But I went in there this day and I could not record no songs for real, and I was fucked up because all my family they just been changing on me. Like, as far as just like, I remember at a time to where like I never fixed my mouth to go ask nobody for them, because I just knew people talk about you, they do the same thing. So I always had to stay grounded and wait till it was my time to be how I wanted to be. So, and I know I'll get there, but it's just people changing on me, trying to make it seem like I'm changing, but I'm really the same person. I just got a bigger responsibility. They expecting for me to, when I signed my deal and I realized that I had a lot of money, I showed certain people, and once I did that, like my family, it kind of built like a stigma to where like, you ain't supposed to forget about your family, but if your family really love you, like they wouldn't really try to like take away from the things that's gonna make you become you. Because
Right.
I didn't went back to the family house and what other family lives with them, and even though they live with them, they'll still be talking about them on the low and
Right.
just like, I guess they're like, they can't never get out of that spot or redeem themselves. So I just never put like myself down. I just like, man, I gotta just stay focused and believe in myself and keep pushing with the things that I know and I love, because at the end of the day, like, I'm going to different shit with all this new shit. Like,
Yeah.
and it's like I said, the number one thing though is like, I always never knew what it meant when people said like, when a person get famous, they change. Like, I always thought like, damn, a person really just changed, but it's like, people really change to protect themselves, like from
Right.
the people, from the hurt, like certain hurt that they don't want to hear and
Right.
deserve, because they not even this person that deserve this type of shit
Right.
you gonna say to them, so they gotta cut you off
Right.
because they know you no good for them. And how can you be good for somebody that ain't good for you?
It's true.
You can't. It will never work in your favor. You will always feel drained. You will lose in the end. So now I found myself to believe in myself more than anybody else gonna believe in me. In order to get somebody to believe in you, you have to believe in yourself first.
Right.
So when me saying that is me doing the thing that I'm doing just because my family never did it, I'm not gonna dim my light or stop it because certain people don't understand my process.
Right. And how you have to do things to
Exactly.
survive.
Sometimes you gotta live for yourself. I'm living for myself because when I was living for everybody, I was losing.
Yep.
And now I learned that.
And I mean, I think that's a definitely a really good way to think about it. And I feel like you have so much more that you want to say. So we're probably going to have a part 2 interview because he has so much more that he wants to. This segment right here is 2 hours.
Yeah, we're going to have a part 2.
Yeah, we're going to have a part 2 interview. But I definitely appreciate you for sitting down and taking time out of your day to do the interview on, right before Easter and everything. And yeah, I appreciate you for showing love to the channel and not acting Hollywood. I mean, nobody can really act like that with me, but
Free world, nigga.
but not like when I met you at the video shoot, you were really good energy.
Yeah.
And I went to do that, a favor to the homie or whatever, but you were good energy, so I didn't mind being in your video for free. No, I'm just playing. But I didn't mind being in your video and stuff. So you're gonna go far. Keep that same energy that you have and keep that same attitude. and I see you in the future like super big.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
see you super big. In the
Oh,
future.
thank you. After
She
I drop
on
this
TV.
mixtape, y'all gonna know not to fuck with me though. Free
She
World
gonna-
Order is
She
coming
on
out.
some whole other shit. Like, she coming, y'all. Like, I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. She on her way. But she been here. She been doing all type of shit.
See, thank you. I appreciate that. You
You
didn't
locked
even know
in.
it was me. You didn't
I
even
did
know
not know
me.
that was her. And a lot of y'all probably didn't know that was her either. So when y'all see this interview, y'all gonna know you too.
But before we wrap it up, tell the people like what you have out, what you have coming out, and yeah, just let them know where they can find you. Any shout outs you want to give before we wrap up?
All right. Well, my new song, Self-Esteem, and Tada and Let's Ride by me, and then NLE Chopper, Self-Esteem, and then me and Blast, Tada, and then Let's Ride, me, YG, and Ty Dolla $ign. So those are the 3 singles I got right now. You can go get them on all platforms. But I want y'all to stay tuned for Lambo, baby. I got an EP that's about to come out beginning of June.
Okay, tell them your socials. You have Twitter?
Yeah, I got Twitter. Everything you can follow me as Lambo4oe, Lambo4, all together. And I want to give a special shout out to Dada. No,
To who?
no, that's how niggas on movies be.
Oh.
Bro, shout out to Dada, my boy Didi in the back.
Shout out
Mama.
to Guap though. Shout out to Guap
Oh, yeah,
for setting it up. Does he go by that to other people?
Yup, my boy Guap.
Okay.
Yeah, you already know, Forever Paid Entertainment. We in the building.
All right, and thank you guys so much for subscribing to the channel and being patient with me because I didn't drop an interview for like 2 months after my birthday. But it's okay because I got thick and started acting brand new. No, I'm just playing. But thank you guys so much for subscribing. And be on the lookout for my tape that drops next month. It's going to be called Free World Order. So it will be a compilation of everybody I've interviewed and more people that I'm going to interview to come. Hopefully Lambo sends a song.
No, I'm going to give her the song.
Let's hopefully, because these what these niggas be saying on there. Shout out to Spillato, our main sponsor. Shout out to you guys.
Hey, I'm gonna take some pictures in them clothes you gave me, and shout out to y'all. Thank y'all. I hope I can get some more.
Oh yeah, look, I hope I can get some more. He got you.
All right.
And thank you guys so much for subscribing and tapping in. Is there anything else you want to say?
No, we live.